All right, so no one gave me guidelines on this, so it's a little bit long. I might cut stuff, but we'll see. All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the rehearsal dinner. I had no idea when I was talking. Of Morgan and Ben. And I would like to start off by saying that I'm just glad that we're able to actually do the wedding this weekend. I actually thought that we were going to have to delay it when I showed up at Men's Warehouse a couple of days ago with a suit, and the pants went up to about right here or so. So they showed up today. I was almost late for the rehearsal dinner. Thought we were going to have to postpone a little bit. But anyways, Morgan and I go way back. I actually met her when I was 2 years old. And I have great memories of our childhood together. We had some amazing vacations to Florida with the four of us. Also had some great times at the Jersey Shore and Outer Banks, as well as some weird camp in Vermont that our parents left us off at while they went and all had a good time out in Vermont with Maddie, Ben, and Rachel. So those were all fun. But when we were younger, we would occasionally get in fights, like all other siblings do, especially the time that you go to party at our parents' house. Blamed me, I got grounded, thanks. But we would always eventually make up. I always enjoyed seeing you at in the halls at FHS, and as of about 2 weeks ago, got to see you in the halls at FHS again. Which brings me to my next point, that I am very excited that you were married Ben, becoming Mrs. Friedman, because at school for the last 2 weeks I've been receiving emails meant for you. So I've had to deal with the 17 emails from you, meant for you, and my own emails, so we're going to have to get on changing your name pretty soon. But speaking of Ben, I know that he's going to make a great husband for you. When I first met him, I thought he was incredibly normal, which was honestly a big shock compared to the boyfriends that I met in high school. But I got to know Ben well over the years. I've actually gotten to travel around the world with him. We've been to some very culturally rich places, such as Vegas, Mohegan Sun, and New Jersey. And I knew on our first trip to Vegas that you were going to be great for Morgan. First off, you're incredibly lucky. I didn't live that the entire weekend, and every time I look, people are just throwing chips at you. So I know that you're lucky. And secondly, you're incredibly patient. Anyone who can go on vacation with my friend Alec and listen to him tell the same joke about 12 times, and then listen to him whine about some center not getting a rebound and how he should never be employed, even to the business world, for the rest of his life, deserves a medal for patience. Also, shout out to Uncle Bob, who one night that weekend combined for 18 drinks with Alec. Uncle Bob had one, Alec had the rest. And then I went on Ben's bachelor party to Mohegan, and I realized where all this patience came from, meeting Ben's friends. Realized that they're pretty much as insane as all of my friends are. Pretty much belonging in the same asylum, in a good way, don't worry, in a good way. But any group of friends who can, at 3 in the morning, play some 3-on-3 basketball in the driveway, good in my book. I do feel bad for the neighbors, though, so that's all right. But in all seriousness, sorry, I'm lost now. In all seriousness, through this weekend, I knew that Ben grew up with a great group and had a great support system. Going to the ground. And then it was easy for Nancy and Peter to welcome Ben into the family. I remember hearing about the first time that Ben met our parents. It sounds like it was an incredible story that I really wish I could have witnessed. And that was just your third date. I won't share the details, but you can feel free to ask around. It sounded amazing. But Ben was able to survive this interaction on their third date, and it was all uphill from there. The two of them moved together. And to all of our surprise, they had some roommates. It turns out that they moved in with a pack of mice, but not just any mice. I'm told that there were about 17 different species, and they began to conquer the entire building. Any person who's lived in Alston before knows that this is not weird. That should be normal. You should have known what you were getting into. But that's okay. It turns out that the mice won. Morgan and Ben had to find a new home, so they went in and lived. They replaced the mice roommates. They upgraded a little bit, got my parents. And I've lived with my parents before, so I know about how that went. But Ben and Morgan made it through this, and Ben, you're just lucky that Morgan was past her party throwing days so that you didn't have to get grounded for her as well. But after a couple of months, they eventually fled off to Framingham, where they bought their new house, and now they'll be able to build their new life together. Ben, I'm so glad that you're joining our family. I can't wait to lose all of our money together at each March Madness. Morgan, I'm so happy you found someone to spend the rest of your life with. Again, I think that I'm the happiest person here that you're becoming Mrs. Friedman, and I can focus on my own emails from here on out. I'm so excited to see what's next for both of you, and I don't have my drink, but cheers.